Imagine if your empty soda bottle could come back to life as a soft t-shirt, a park bench, or even another shiny new bottle. Sounds like magic, right? Well, that magic is real, and it's called plastic recycling. Every time we throw away plastic, it has the chance to go on an incredible journey, one that saves nature, reduces waste, and gives plastic a brand new purpose. Today, let us take a closer look at this fascinating adventure of recycling and discover how something as simple as a plastic wrapper can transform into something useful again. Plastic is everywhere in our lives, from the toys children play with, to the water bottles we drink from, now to the bags we carry home from the store. Plastic is part of our daily routine. But here's the problem. Plastic doesn't disappear quickly like fruit peels or paper. It can stay in the environment for hundreds of years. Imagine a plastic straw you used once, still lying around when your grandchildren are grown up. That's why recycling is so important. It helps us reuse plastic instead of letting it pile up on Earth. The journey of plastic recycling begins in your home. When you throw a plastic bottle into the recycling bin instead of the trash, you've already taken the first step to save the planet. That bottle is then collected by recycling trucks, along with many other plastic items. The trucks take all the plastic to a special place called a recycling facility. This is where the real adventure begins. At the facility, workers and machines sort through the collected waste. Not all plastics are the same. Some are used for bottles, others for packaging, and some for things like pipes and containers. Each type of plastic has different properties, so they need to be separated carefully. This sorting is very important, because if the wrong types of plastic are mixed together, the recycling process won't work properly. Once sorted, the plastics are cleaned. Imagine all the leftover soda, ketchup, or oil still stuck inside bottles and containers. It would make recycling messy. So, machines wash the plastics thoroughly. They are scrubbed and rinsed to remove any dirt, labels, or food bits. This step makes sure the plastic is ready for the next stage of transformation. After cleaning, the plastics are chopped into tiny pieces called flakes or pellets. These small bits are much easier to handle and can be melted down, just like ice cubes turn into water when heated. Plastic flakes melt when exposed to high temperatures. This melted plastic becomes the raw material for making new products. Now comes the exciting part, giving plastic a new life. Factories take the melted plastic and shape it into new items. For example, your recycled soda bottle might become part of a fleece jacket, a park bench, or even new packaging. Some plastics are strong enough to be turned into car parts or building materials. Isn't it amazing how something we thought was waste can come back as something completely different and useful? But the journey doesn't stop there. Every time we recycle, we reduce the need to make new plastic from scratch. Making new plastic usually requires oil, gas, and a lot of energy. This process can harm the environment, cause pollution, and release greenhouse gases that make climate change worse. By recycling, we save energy, protect natural resources, and keep harmful emissions out of the air. Plastic recycling also helps wildlife. Every year, millions of animals are harmed by plastic waste. Sea turtles mistake plastic bags for jellyfish and try to eat them. Birds get trapped in plastic rings. Fish swallow tiny plastic particles floating in water. When we recycle properly, less plastic ends up in rivers and oceans, which means safer habitats for animals. Another exciting part of plastic recycling is creativity. Scientists and engineers are always finding new ways to use recycled plastic. Did you know that some companies are making shoes, backpacks, and even roads out of recycled plastic? Some artists also turn recycled materials into beautiful sculptures and decorations. This shows us that recycling isn't just about protecting the environment. It's also about imagination and innovation. Of course, recycling isn't perfect. Not all plastic can be recycled, and sometimes recycled items are not as strong as new ones. Plus, recycling machines can only handle so much at a time. That's why experts say the best way to fight plastic pollution is to follow the 3 golden rules: reduce, reuse, and recycle. Reducing means using less plastic whenever possible, like carrying a reusable water bottle instead of buying single-use ones. Reusing means finding new purposes for old items, like turning a jar into a pencil holder. Recycling comes last. but it's still one of the most powerful tools we have. The good news is that every little action counts. When one child recycles a bottle, it may not seem like much. But when millions of people recycle together, the impact is enormous. It's like a ripple effects. Small drops creating big waves of change. Think about it this way. Every piece of plastic has a story. Some plastics get thrown away and forgotten, sitting in landfills or floating in oceans for centuries. But the plastics we recycle get a second chance, a chance to become something new and useful. And by recycling, we are the storytellers. We get to decide whether plastic ends up polluting the planet or helping to build a better future. So the next time you finish a bottle of juice or unwrap a snack, pause for a moment. Look at that piece of plastic in your hand. Ask yourself, do I want this to become part of the problem or part of the solution? By choosing the recycling bin, you're sending it on a thrilling journey from waste to wonder, from trash to treasure. And remember, recycling is not just about bottles and bags. It's about protecting the earth, helping animals, saving energy, and making sure the world we pass on to children is cleaner, greener, and brighter. That's the incredible journey of plastic recycling, a journey where you, me, and every small choice we make can shape a healthier future for our planet.